So in your receiver unit, it should come with a pack like so, which will have a spark plug wrench, an 810 wrench, a 1214 wrench, a 6 hex head, an adapter plug, a set of keys, a oil fill funnel, and your generator manual and your Kohler engine manual. Along with that, you will have a remote system, and the remote key fob will be located down here above the rear tire, and it's mounted here to keep it paired with the unit during the shipping process. So starting off, your unit will already come pre-filled with engine oil, which is 10W30, and pump oil, which is 30 weight non-detergent. It will already have its wheels mounted and the battery mounted in the unit. Here we'll go into the control panel. Control panel is clearly labeled. Right here is your engine on-off, your AC breaker, your compressor on-off, your digital voltmeter, your AC 120 volt, consists of 2 plugs, and your AC 120 240 volt, which is a 4-prong twist lock. The unit is a 5000 running watt, 5500 peak at 23 amps. Down here is your input for your welding. To the left is your light tower controls, and to the left of that is going to be your 12 volt standard input and your earth ground. Going over some of the basics of the unit, you see in this compartment right here, this is going to be your battery, be your oil drain bolt right here. There's going to be a hole cut in the frame below it, and you have an oil fill cap. Above this is going to be all your wiring for your engine starting, stopping, battery recharging, and your oil sensor wire. To the left side of this is going to be your pull start, your fuel on-off valve. Horizontal is off, vertical is on. They do come with a fuel filter, and you have your air filter housing. Your air filter is located in this housing, and your choke is also located right above it. Left is on, right is off, and there's a sticker lid. We will have our carburetor, your carburetor drain straight below the carburetor, your overhead valve, your spark plug wire, your spark plug underneath there, your mufflers to the left, and you have another oil fill cap right here, which is a lot easier to get to. Both the oil fill caps do go to the same area, so you don't have to worry about which side you fill it from. Now moving to the left side again is where our alternator end is, and our rear safety mount for the light tower, and our top safety mount. Up here you will have your spec sheet, the removable cover to access your pump, some wire connectors, and your welder. To the left of this is going to be your fuel tank, your fuel cap, and your fuel gauge. Below the cap there should be a tank filter, and then you will have, of course, your inline filter. Here I'll be going over the air compressor side of the unit. When you start the engine, you always want your switch in the off position. To the left of the control panel is your regulator valve, your AC outputs, and your pressure gauge. Below the control panel is going to be your emergency pop-off valve and emergency on-off switch. To the left side we have our tanks and our drains. There is a drain on the left side and right side, and they are both thumb drains. On the opposite side you will have your air pressure outline along with the throttle cable. Above that is going to be a removable mesh guard, which is where you can view your oil fill level of the pump. And above the top of the unit is a removable plate to reveal your pump and your oil fill cap. So cold starting the unit is very simple. You just come over here to the choke, push it to the left hand position, turn ignition switch to on, and then if it was cold, start. Once it starts up, you will come back over here, turn the choke to the right, and it will continue to run normal. This unit is already warmed up, so we're going to show you how to use the remote system to start. So using the remote start is fairly simple. Once your unit is warmed up properly, you just come over here, turn the ignition switch to the on position. Your key fob will have 2 ons, 2 offs, Both the ons do the same thing, both the offs do the same thing. The remote should reach up to about 50 feet, so just mash the on button and the unit should fire right up. As you see, hitting the off will kill the engine. The remote does take roughly 10 seconds to reset, so you will not be able to use the on again for that time period. And remember, if you are not using the remote system, to turn your ignition to the off position. If you leave the unit off with the ignition on, it will drain your battery. Here we'll be hooking up our welder lines. The welder lines will come all pre-assembled. They're very simple. You have your end here. It does have a divot coming out. You basically just match up the divots to the input, push it inwards, turn it clockwise until it's nice and tight. Won't come out, and you're done. Same with the negative side. Match up your divots, insert clockwise, make sure it's tight. You're good to go. Remove them counterclockwise, pull straight out, counterclockwise, pull straight out. And if you are not actually using it for the welding, you do want to make sure the lines are removed at all times. Here we go into how to install and operate your light tower. First off, your unit should come with 3 of the 4 mounts already attached. Your top one here, your top safety mount, your bottom safety mount, and your pivot mount, which will already come attached to the light pole. To add it and remove it from the unit is very simple. You have a lock key, move that, slide the pin out, and it will go on and off that easy. So starting off in your installation, you want to unclamp your top pivot mount, your top safety mount, and then your bottom safety mount. You have your left and right locker. You want to take your right locker, unscrew it all the way, and then screw it in almost one thread, and that's going to be the same with your left, and that's to prevent anything preventing the bottom safety pin to lock in place incorrectly. So you see here we have this snugged up. It's not moving freely, but if I need to force it, it will go up and down. So what we'll do, take the pole, put it straight vertical, come down here and line your pin up into its safety hole. Right now we're a little low, so we'll just twist it, bring it up a tad. Once it goes in, we'll make sure it sits nice and flush. If that's so, come to your right side, twist your lock in, then you can come to your left one and twist it, and once it starts tightening up, you want to torque it down. Once this is secure, you can come up here and torque this down so your pole no longer moves, and you will not have to adjust it ever again. You do have your secondary safety lock, which will go on when we're completely done with the tower setup, and that's just to prevent the tower from ever falling if the bottom lock fails. So what we'll do now is we'll get the pole back down and we will install the light bar. Now that we have the tower back down, we're going to install the top light bar. It's very simple. It's just this top piece. The bottom of your plate has a thumb screw and an open port. It does not matter which way you put it on. Slide it over. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then tighten down your thumb screw securely. Keep it from vibrating and falling off while you are moving the unit around. Once that's tight, you have a quick connect plug here from the pole to the tower. You just push these together. It will snap into place and you're good to go. On the bottom side, you have your power for the generator. Come straight out. Bottom left hand corner, you should have a 4-prong plug, and again, it's just a quick connect that you will snap together, and once it clips into place, doesn't come back out, you're good to go. You have your air tube that does lift and lower the tower. It comes out of this box right here. Very simple to put in again. You look on the bottom, you have this little blue insert, and you just push it in until you feel a little pop. Once that's in, pull it out a little bit, make sure it's secure, and you're good to go. To remove this tube, it's simple as just pushing the blue insert in and pulling with some pressure, and it'll pop right out of there. So for instance, your unit has ran out of fuel, or you shut it down with the light bar up, you can do one of two things. Start it back up, come over here and press your down button, or if you come to the bottom of the light pole, there is a release button right here. Just hold it in, feel the air coming out, and the towel will come down with it. During transportation of the unit, to ensure your light bar stays in place, you simply come over here, unscrew your top safety mount, come to your top support, and thread both of them back in, tighten them down, and this ensures if you hit any bumps or anything on the road, your tower stays in place and does not come out of its resting position.